just give a quick and try to be really good synopsis of what we did yesterday. Went over the accomplishments of the past year. We went over, and this stuff will be on the Google Drive. It's in there.
Okay.
So you can certainly go there and review that. I mean, it's just notes right now. We'll clean it up. Then we went over the main topics, mainly the fee structure, what we wanted to do, raise the fees for the membership, and how does that impact associate membership. And we actually did come to, that was a big talk. And
well, rebranding that as well.
And we're rebranding it. Yeah, after the talk, we're rebranding it.
We're dropping the associate term.
Right. What are we calling it again?
We're talking about organizational.
Organization. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then
organization.
and then changing the full membership to the individual membership.
Right.
And then student options.
Yeah, and so the bracket, I don't know if you've ever seen the bracket of the associate membership, but we're gonna make it just
Simple.
simple.
So a lot of ranges, yeah, 'cause you got the 2-5, you got the 10, and you got the 11,
Right.
15.
Yeah, so right now, what we were kind of gonna propose to the task force, there's a task force out there that we wanna come up with a plan with this, but we wanted to kind of endorse an idea to them.
Yeah. Bring forward.
Exactly. And so we were doing the 2 to 5, or we just to 5, really. We weren't saying 2 to 5. We were saying
Right.
Up to
just-
5.
you
Yeah,
either-
up to 5.
Yeah, you either join just as an individual person.
Or you do the organization, which is 2-5. And then you can do a plus however many people you want to add to that.
For the reduced price.
Yeah.
$40 to $50, and the whole reason for this is a lot of organizations want single employees so that their organization capable and stuff, and so plus not having one speech member.
Exactly.
Right.
It's on the state statute, apparently.
Only state library.
Yeah. They all renew at the same time. It's not like somebody's coming in every month. Anyway, it's good, and
I think so.
it'll benefit us to some extent. Some organizations will purchase that organizational membership. They might have 3 members that we're paying for 5. So
So yeah, we're kind of where we are we're in agreement that we want to raise it to $50 with the membership fees. So we're raising it $20. And then if you do the plus, if you're an associate member, those pluses are just going to be $40 additional.
Okay.
And then we agreed that we wanted to raise the student membership to 25. Is that right? And then we got into the conversation of the communication associate. Alyssa is our communication. Alicia. I'm sorry, I got Alyssa
You're
that
gonna,
works
you'll
at
get it. You're gonna get it.
Alicia. She works in Georgia. She works with full scope. She's gonna zoom in today about 10:30 and work with Mike. Mike's gonna be the liaison to her. They're gonna come up with some kind of plan. Communications,
That essentially she'll be responsible for.
the social media, and just getting the word out about Megan. And with posts twice a week, she's saying. That'll be interesting.
We came up with different ideas.
Right.
Just more organizational, like type postings, and learn more about membership, as well as we talk about other members want to share something they've done with MAGIP as well.
I think it'd be really helpful too, right around the conference time, like leading up to the conference and things like that. Be involved with all these guys. There might be some special communications you want to issue.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You want to get it out, get the word out about something. Talk to Mike, and then
Yeah, especially thinking about that, one thing that I always notice, the call for proposals. and stuff. It always catches people by surprise. Like usually many organizations like this time of year, it's kind of busy and you're in crunch time all the way through to the holidays and then you give a damn it's broken and you don't do anything for a while. And then the new year happens and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, we're supposed to have a presentation ready. So I think kind of getting people a little heads up on that. Because we do that and then we always have to like extend the deadline.
Put something out there earlier, maybe.
I think so.
Something enticing, kind of put it out there and get people thinking about it.
Awesome.
So we got into, we did talk about the conference a little bit in Bozeman. We are having another in-person meeting next month, which is gonna be at the Grand Tree. Grand Tree? Is it gonna be the Grand Tree Bozeman?
I think, yeah.
So we have a meeting space there. So the meeting will be from 10 to 2. We'll have, that'll be next October. That's the next meeting we have. So then we can do a little site review, take a look at it and stuff. So hopefully we can attend that.
And Mike, I don't know if you heard me say yesterday, she emailed me back and said that there's gonna be another group and they're on the 18th.
Oh, right. So we might not be able to go in, but
Yeah, so the space is gonna be being used, so you might be able to just kind of.
yeah.
Let's get ourselves some name tags and spaces they walk around.
Join the group, drink their coffee, eat their snacks.
Crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we talked about that a little bit, but yeah, that meeting we're gonna come up with some ideas basically on space and stuff, because last conference in Missoula, we had a lot of workshops, I felt. And Jason can bring up the numbers more than I can, but we had a lot of workshops, and the last time we were at Bozeman, we had to spill over to another hotel.
Okay.
And new space there, so if we have to do that again, or we need to make some decisions, and hopefully we can do that at that meeting. Okay, so let's. What else did we talk about? Oh, we talked about the state statute changes that Marls wants to make to the law about the new datum, about new datums, actually, basically just.
Did you happen to get an email about that?
I don't think so.
I don't know if I'm, yeah, for that. Okay. Did everyone else get that?
I got it.
All right, cool. So I don't know if maybe there.
I could be, we need to change that.
But yeah, I can forward that to you. Okay, great.
Yeah, thing about that, Eric, it doesn't happen all the time.
No,
Right.
or.
Another professional organization, Montana Association of.
Oh, yeah,
Surveyors, land surveyors.
We have some things in common, right? And so they contacted us and they have a proposal for some legislative changes. They asked us to review it and comment on it.
Okay.
Right, and just endorse it if we saw that it was fine. And we're gonna kind of vote on that today.
Yeah, we reviewed it. We think that it.
Oh, no, we weren't voting on
Write a
it.
response.
No, we're writing a response, and then we're gonna send it to the membership for them to look at. So they got an idea of what's coming down the road.
Okay.
And then when that comes back, then, yeah, that's what. So that was the gist of it, really.
Well, thanks for that.
Absolutely. Okay, so for the work plan, I just copied over the old one, actually.
Yeah, Eric, we don't have time to do the board meeting, so I'll actually- I was just writing down some notes, but I am in the Google Drive.
Yeah,
For that.
I guess for we have a Google group for emails.
Yeah. Oh,
So that's what
okay.
Jason was referring to. I think it's like megaforge@google.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Yeah, I'm not part of that.
And then basically it just sends that email out from the recipient to everyone that's part of that group.
Okay.
Kind of like the listserv, right? When it's part of the listserv, that email goes back to everyone. But this is a non-moderated one.
Anytime we want to vote on something, the best versus this or whatever.
Right.
to work, you know?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. Thank you.
I did clean this up a little bit. Let's see here. I did clean up some of this, actually. I didn't see, did we think that the board directives needed to be changed at all? Everybody see, I'm not blocking everybody.
I don't know if we would change those ever. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're still good.
Anything we want to add, I guess, to it?
Or yeah, if I want to add. I mean, I think it's pretty good. But if you, at any time, if anybody sees anything, like I said, this document's out there, you can go ahead and put something in there if you feel the need to edit it. Again, I didn't change anything. I updated the names for the names and places where they would go.
You know, I was just thinking about one of the line items in the directives there is the promote awareness of GIS. A couple of years ago, we went through a phase of, I don't know, I think it was self-doubt and things of that nature. And we went all the way back to being like, what is GIS? You know, and we had a whole thing about that. And
Well, that must have been a while ago then.
no, it wasn't that long ago.
No?
It was like 2018. I remember the time. Yeah. And anyway, I sort of believe we're past that. But I'm thinking, you know, for the communications, it would be kind of nice to begin a collection of stories, you know, where GIS is relevant.
Yeah.
You know, like the flooding in Paradise Valley and right here, you know, there's a lot of GIS involved in the rescue and right. So just kind of bringing GIS into the mainstream of our culture. But, you know, that'd be kind of a soft approach to that. Definitely. Yeah. So something to think about.
And one thing we could probably be clear of is the 4 hybrid opportunities for the upcoming conference. Come together.
Where's
I
that?
know that was kind of
It's like
last year.
almost halfway down the chart though. Yeah.
Which one was that?
It's on this.
It's on the,
Oh, down a little bit. Oh, okay.
Like
yeah,
up
it's,
about 5 lines, yeah, down. Explore hybrid.
Oh, this thing.
that was relevant last year, but I just delete the whole row. I can do it too, yeah.
Oh, are you in there?
Yeah, I'm right there.
Yeah, okay.
Because we didn't, yeah, we didn't do anything.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is, like I said, I just took the old plan, started filling in the appropriate names for it and stuff.
So, yeah, Jeff, you see where you're at right now?
Yeah. Or
Those 2 lines create the position description and then point the officer. mean, I think we're.
I think we're done with that. I mean,
We need to update that,
progress
to-
there, right?
yeah, we need to update that more to the strategy though. Totally. But I don't,
Oh, yeah, instead of create the communications position description, maybe it's
Yeah.
create.
Well, why don't we
communication
start from the very top though? Why don't we just go, kind of like, let's go from Rob first and then this information can just be fed into this later.
yes. Well, I
Instead of
want,
us having this, instead of us reviewing this now, we will review this later. Let's just go from the very top. Let's start with Rob and we'll go through his objectives.
oh, yeah, you talk about
Yeah.
one down here. Yeah, okay.
Because that table essentially is driven from what is said around.
Sure,
the table.
sure. Makes sense. All right, where you at here? All right. And I didn't do any editing down here or anything like that, so these dates are all old and stuff like that, so. So I'm assuming we'll just change that to the next year, right?
Yeah, I mean, all of that is pretty consistent across the board. It's the education grant that's been particularly challenging to distribute.
Right.
But I think we have a good opportunity for that this year. I think we're already in progress on supporting some education grants. Not through money at this time, but through in-kind donations. What I mean particularly is that work with the Ronan Middle School, mapping, using drones to map weeds on the reservation.
Right.
So, yeah, that's already beginning, and I've already
Thanks, Jeff.
participated in that project. So I think we'll get an application, we'll potentially support that application
Excellent.
this year, which will be great. It'll be a really nice one.
Mhm.
The budget's good.
Are we still at 3,000 or did we do that extra $1,000 or is that something we decided to just forget about?
Oh, we kept it at 3,000.
Oh, we did? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate for now.
Good.
And yep, we still have the ability for people to earn continuing education credits. I think there's a $25 charge for that. We go through MSU for that process.
Really?
And the one thing that I keep thinking about is, publishing. People want to publish their presentation. They give a presentation if they want to write up a paper associated with it, or if we want to publish all the abstracts or something of that nature.
Is that through that, we do that through the conference, right? That's where they announce it and they talk about it? Or is that something different?
I mean, it's not something we've done yet,
Oh, okay.
right? We haven't done it yet. I mean, we have a program and you're listed in the program and your talk or whatever that you're giving is in there. So you can cite that if you want to. And I was just thinking, giving people the opportunity to publish their full, either the abstract or the full paper.
Sure.
We can put that in PDF format or something. And we could link to it.
Seems like it's that.
Conference proceedings. Yeah, I feel like we've talked about that a lot.
Yeah. It's like all hot and heavy going into the conference, and then it's like, oh.
Yeah, exactly.
I think what we just need that little extra step to follow up with the presenters.
And what about, we can always propose that they, maybe at a board, attend a board meeting and present, what they worked on or what their project was, as an option. They don't.
You mean the scholarship people? Or?
Yeah. Talk
Yeah.
more about their, I know you're working closely with them, but
Yeah, I know, that would actually be kind of interesting.
as a board, just learn more about.
Yeah, maybe after they get the award.
Yeah.
Following board meeting, they can come and talk about what the project should be. That'd be fun. I like that.
But you're,
But I was thinking more broadly, Jason, of like all presenters.
Yeah.
Right, because it's good for your professional development to put some publications in your resume. You know, this way there could be a digital link to it. It actually exists, you know, people can find it.
I guess the long term though is like where we keep that stuff, the long term storage. of it. So
Drive. Somewhere.
well,
Yeah.
at some point though, you run out of space though. Like we only have so much space on our.
Yeah, so I mean, it's something we would have to invest in the long term.
Yep.
If it's something we want to take.
Can you house them on that webpage?
That's kind of what I'm thinking, whatever digital.
But I think that only
Space,
has. I think we only have so much. There's space.
Yeah.
I think we only have so much space with Apricot and.
Google Drive,
Some of these-
we can clean that up a little bit too.
Yeah, there's some ancient stuff in there that.
But we're still kind of locked into 15 gigabytes, and we're talking about housing presentations. These presentations can add up.
Well,
I'm talking about paper.
Oh, paper, okay.
Yeah, not the PowerPoint, like the
Yeah,
actual
yeah.
app, it'd be like the abstract on paper.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do it for a couple of our other conferences, we do conference proceedings. It's time consuming and it takes like, literally sometimes it's like 6 months after the conference, all the conference proceedings are up now.
Yeah.
But it's a PDF, it's literally just a big long PDF of papers. Yeah, I'm not, you know.
I think that's the kind of thing, if you're a technical professional, gives you credit.
I think that's probably our responsibility too, it's on our organizational site. You provided this. you know,
Yeah, right,
scholarship to
you
them,
came, you presented, and you captured it.
posted on our site. Yeah, and we can always figure out more space.
Yeah, maybe we could start slow and just do it with abstracts.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Because we already have them, right? They already get submitted for the thing, and now we just collate those.
That's true.
Like that.
did you want to add that to this or, I mean, that doesn't, I mean, that's just
Yeah,
something.
maybe under item number 6, there, develop a method to publish conference proceedings, and maybe say, you know, starting with abstracts.
Are you in there, Jason, or? Oh, I'm not Jason, I'm Jeff. Or you're not in there? Okay, I'll do it. A little awkward for me. You know what? From now on. Aaron, can you do this? So I'm not stretching over typing and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And I just put abstract after where I put it. If you can do the editing on the, when we're talking and stuff, that'd be great. Or school, or near the bottom of it. Yeah, there you go. Appreciate it. Something like that? Yep. Are you good with the rest of that then? I think that's. All right, Mike.
Thanks for all you do.
I mean, it takes a while to develop that relationships.
Like you said, you get to a point where.
Can you? No, go.
Voting it. On votes. Lay off. That's good. Yeah.
Well, we made a cool connection with Tom yesterday, right?
That was awesome. He showed up. Yeah.
We didn't even realize that was, if he starts working with the school and developing that computer education grant.
Okay. This one we're probably gonna need to do a little tweaking on because of, well, first off, collaboration and partnership with Marls, that's more, you've been,
Yeah, that's more of a,
yeah,
I think we can probably keep that as a board.
yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. Yeah. Thank you.
So what we're doing right here with this review of their proposal, I would put that into the collaboration deal, right? Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it doesn't feel here, but
No, I mean, because this is an overall.
Do we want to do, yeah, I guess, Mike, you want to get your goals? Because a lot of this will change.
Yeah, this is gonna move right here. Your number 2.
I don't know if you want to start with the conditions.
Oh, you want to start a new one? Oh, what else does he have done?
Well, I was,
Yeah, I definitely put number 1 then. Go ahead and put up there for,
big communications strategy.
well, yeah, well, and liaison to the communications associate. Yeah. You probably take the survey out too. I mean, that was part of what Steve did. That was last year. Yeah. That needs to be sent. I mean,
I think that needs to be redone. I mean.
it's to the point, yeah,
but
we're
it's-
almost,
it's no
I mean,
longer relevant.
yeah, we really need to get that out.
What, why are we waiting on sending it out? Or-
Well, it's basically done. Jeff was just editing a few things and then we just haven't sent it out yet.
Yeah, it's a tough export.
Yeah, that would be,
Just redo it. Like take that current structure and all the way you have it set up, just update it with new numbers.
well, that would take a whole nother survey for all people and stuff. Well, let's just get it out right now. Yeah, out yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think, no, it's still relevant, just because like, you know, it's a 2022, that's a 2022 survey.
It's a snapshot.
Or it's a 2021, you know, it's 2021 numbers, but.
I know. the rules.
Yeah, yeah. We definitely need to get it out and then we can start thinking about doing another one if we want.
That was pre-pandemic numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, you did all the work to establish the format. I wonder if we can just take that. and
Oh, yeah, next
just
year,
get new
yeah,
numbers in
the
there.
next, I think by the next survey will be a lot easier, I think.
Should be able to just feed the numbers right in there and into the.
There's, in a way,
Yeah, okay.
just because there's extra, like, you know, it wasn't as simple as like just taking like, I think 22, we just threw out serving with graphs gave us.
And I'm not trying to change it or knock it or anything, but maybe an interesting component to add to that, and instead of calling it a salary survey, call it like a employment survey. Because things have changed along the lines of like remote work, things like that. You know, what portion of our membership works remotely?
Yeah, that's probably something to like, you know, add a question next year
Mhm.
about that.
Mhm.
You know, and there's like in my field, at least there's remote work where like people live in Tucson, you know, and contribute to Montana. Or that'd be like remote, and then there's telework, you know, where you're working from home most of the time, and occasionally you go to the office. Those are two different things, and those things were not really.
Okay.
So it'd be interesting, because that's a big draw or pull or consideration in any job. Where will I perform these tools? Yeah, no, it's almost like a salary increase or something.
That's good, Jeff.
How often do we do this? Every 2 years?
I was like,
I think the last time we did that was 2018, so we're kind of.
I think next year would be a good time to start thinking about doing a new one. But yeah, we need to get the other one out.
So that's something that's part of my decision.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe if we take a look at the survey information.
yeah. Yeah, just get familiar with it a little bit. I mean, like I said,
Kind of audit.
well, yeah, would be,
Right.
it would be nice.
When you send out the survey, people enter their numbers and stuff into the survey, and that directly feeds into the analytics of the form. And that can get presented, and therefore it could be current.
How is it filled out now? How do they do it? How do they-
Well, Survey Monkey, right? I mean, just grab,
Excel.
yeah, then Excel and stuff.
Right.
Okay.
We can always help, like through
Oh, yeah.
a board meeting. Review it.
Yeah. I'll look into it.
That'd be a good focus for a meeting at some point.
I think what Steven did, I think there was just a small group of us that kind of reviewed the previous questions, see what was relevant. And I think we even got a few of the numbers involved as well, because I think feedback was on the call, and I think Brian Collins was too. And then we added in relevant questions. I don't think we really changed any questions, it's more about responses, particularly like when it came to like the technical questions of adding additional Azure software, packing that stupid add-ons they have in there. Just because like a 2-year snapshot, there's more technology that comes on.
Mhm.
Yeah, we try to capture what part of our membership is using that technology. So we add things like hub and dashboards in there. I wasn't in 2018. I mean, think of from 2018 to now, like, that's it's huge now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of good with the rest of the stuff too.
So number 3,
Number 3,
I don't know.
we don't really do that anymore, do we?
what we want to do with that. It was created a long time ago.
Kill it.
There was Dan Papineau, we have so much documentation up there, and she reviewed it to death to make sure that it's all like. It is
Do you
crazy.
know if it's still being used?
Yeah, there's a process to work on, start a project, collaborate on a project, host project.
Because I know how, Michael Kruger, that's kind of how he got established in Montana. Like he got the mentor ability. So like it was
Yeah.
a big part of
Yeah,
his upbringing.
and
Hmm.
I think.
But I don't know if
it's
there's any other
host-
stories like that though.
I don't either, and I've been involved in it so long time, I've never ever seen any.
Anything about it, yeah.
Well, no, I've seen plenty about it, but I've never seen anybody come forward and be like, hey, would you mentor me?
We have it on our website as an option.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's a member only.
But it just is.
yeah, and it's a member thing, and you can, in your profile, you can say, I'm willing to be.
Your own mentor, right?
Or stuff. So I've never seen anybody respond to that. I recently got an email from the University of Montana trying to do something similar. Some people who, whatever you call it, right? So they're reaching out to alumni and wondering if they're willing to, or students or things of that nature. So I know it's out there, but I also don't see students really running towards that stuff.
And we've had 2 or 3 MSU students reach out to us asking about internships. I think they're just, what they're really looking for is just the opportunity to chat with someone who works in GIS, see if it's something they want to do, try to gain some sort of understanding of the career. So maybe something like that's a good thing to offer.
Right.
And internships are
I think
extremely hard to get and really rare.
they are.
I think it'd be a good sort of outreach.
I think, what we have seen some success in is the meetups. Right, because that's kind of a casual way for people of all different stages in their career to get together and talk. Right? I've had a lot of success with that with students. You know, they come and participate in the meetups and they meet professionals and they're like, wow, you know, that's scary. You know, and now there's communication. Right? And then the internships, that's always a nice idea. But I know it's challenging for an organization to host an internship.
Oh,
Usually,
Yeah, that's what I was
It's a
thinking. I
lot
think
of
the
work.
mentor, something like a mentorship or offering that's a better, not offering an internship, but it's a good way for students who can't get an internship, can't find one, there's not one available.
I think we should leave it on here. I mean, I think we probably need to check what the appropriate channels to make, you know. I would probably check with Megan to see if, you know, to see if this is being used. And if it is being used, maybe there's a way to promote it better
what would you say?
and not just axing it.
You know, instead of reviewing it, it's been reviewed. It's in place.
Yeah, maintain
You
it.
know, we just maintain it.
Well, I mean, this is 8.
Well, I think review is appropriate because I don't know if any of us really know the status of the mentorship.
I wish we had the page up because there are so many documentations.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about
Related
it.
to
It's the website still.
Oh, is it still down? Oh, really? Oh, okay.
So,
Do people know about the mentoring program? I mean, how do you?
That's the thing, is like, I don't even know if we promote.
we did, and we can only do as
Yeah.
much as
Right.
we can,
Yeah.
and, but if it's not being used, it's not being used.
Correct, yeah.
But at the same time.
Social media.
There's a process.
That's what I was gonna say, maybe that's part of your social.
Yeah, but that could be one of the first, like, did you know?
Yep.
Mentorship program.
Absolutely, just to throw it out there.
Did you know?
I'd say like, review would be a good word, 'cause you might review it and decide, you know, it's not.
Hasn't been used in like 6 years, like, all right.
Yeah, so I'm on the same page as Jason. Because we've tried. We really have.
I think as a board, we can review it. Maybe it doesn't have to be as extensive of a process because it's, again, Diane researched this and, you know, you have to sign an agreement and you have to follow up with the person. And then there's a large process for it. And I truly think if anyone has a question about it, about anything GIS related, they'll reach out to a colleague and that colleague will reach out to somebody else and then they just collaborate that way versus the step-by-step process you have to follow for this mentoring program.
Like, it might be too overwhelming, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, all of that stuff is so you can get a job, right? For a student, or be better at your job or something of that nature. And there are a lot of jobs out there. You know, we just hired somebody with no experience, nothing. Just because they were capable. And so it's changed a little bit. You know, this came about when GIS was still a little bit mysterious, you know, and not as commonplace.
That's true.
And the push to offer incentives for folks that become a member. Member only, you have to log in.
Right.
Access it that way. Right? Incentive to be a member. You have access to a mentor.
And we're since doing other things to include students in more ways, right?
Yeah.
Events.
It's,
competitions.
yeah, which we didn't have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably should reword number 6 then. I'm thinking too, because we already got that.
Or just throw it entirely.
It's already moved to the top, right?
Yeah, because it's more about the
Right.
strategy.
Yeah, so, yeah.
GIS Day, I would say, is one of the big parts that we do. I think we probably see a lot more in-person ones, but
Mhm.
I plan on probably submitting request for assistance to host one in Helena in November.
I'm sure we're
And
gonna.
that'll be pretty easy. I don't think we'll have any, I don't think we'll do like anything that Helena used to do. Yeah, very aspect of it, but just, wow, and just socialize it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That's the
we'll have one
easiest
of those,
GIS Day
yeah.
ones you can do, so.
And that's different than GIS. The GIS day is different than that.
No, that isn't me,
No, that would be
but having
considered.
it on GIS Day, I think it's just, I don't know if you guys plan on doing one of Billings.
Yeah, Billings, I'm pretty sure, because
Okay.
last year went over pretty well, so.
Yeah. So,
It was pretty good last year. So I'm pretty sure Jeff Sprock will set up another one.
this really long term there either.
Well, that'll be part of the communication. But I would get rid of 6, so.
Yeah.
And are we doing?
I know we talked about this last year, it never happened. I don't know if it was 6.
The GS,
Yeah.
GISP,
Man, I just got an email about that. Third renewal. Happens fast.
I mean, I think there's probably enough of Mike's plate that we probably sense this as well.
Yeah, do people utilize it through MAGIP?
You know, yes, there's something really important there. If you are trying to become a GISP or if you're renewing your certification, I think it's Megan. They go through and they can track all of your activities, you know.
Yeah, it's part of our request for assistance.
Yeah, so you get an official transcript
Yeah.
essentially.
Well, I think
of your
Michelle, you did the last one for Curtis, right? Yeah, so
your
that's,
participation,
right.
and then that, you submit that in your
But that has
application.
nothing to do with offering a webinar. I mean, do we?
No, we never did
that
that.
was more, yeah.
Yeah, I'd get rid of that.
We talked about it last year, but
We did it at conferences, we had a GISP doctor's office.
Yeah, I remember.
Right,
Yeah.
which I don't think we did it
No, we didn't because we agreed that it wasn't really well attended.
right.
Yeah, and we didn't have the expertise either,
Right.
you know.
That was more, not to bring her up, but Leslie's.
Yeah,
Leslie was a
absolutely.
big,
Leslie was a big champion of that.
Yeah.
and Bill Hodge or something, who was kind of the head of that
Yeah.
organization. She had good connections there.
So does this position do anything with GISP? Or is it more the board that?
No, it was not a board thing.
well, it is because we do when they make a request for assistance or whatever, we have to write them a letter for what they did. for what
Yeah,
they've done.
yeah. I don't know if the board does that.
Pretty sure that's what happened with Curtis, right? Well, I mean, we just had to show it up.
Yeah, and I think there's one, well, there's a request in there now, but I think it just for attendance at conference. It's not. Yeah, I have it, it's in it. It's, yeah, please provide a letter verifying my organizational membership of MAGIP since 2013. This document will be used to gain credit for contribution section of the GISP application.
Yeah.
So that's, will be similar to what I did for Curtis.
Okay.
Just,
All right.
yeah, like it's like an official letter from
Yeah.
MAGIP.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask for one of those two.
Yeah,
And that's a great thing. I mean, that is actually, like, if you're interested in obtaining and maintaining a GISP certification, you almost have to be involved in an organization.
Yeah.
It's a great thing. Did you know for posting?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I guess to answer your question there, Mike, yes, this committee, I think the role of it has kind of changed a little bit, so sometimes it's up to the discretion of the chair at the time, their interests, but yes, the GISP stuff is supposed to be part of this committee. I don't know if we've done a very good job the last few years of promoting GISP. Or what's the best way of actually promoting it to our members?
I mean, maybe we could write down something saying like number 7, reviewing the GISP policies.
I think that we were trying to get to something like that with the salary survey. You know, because the GISP thing came about and we're like, yes, we should support that and we do, and it's a primary reason for why some people are members. But we were trying to, through the salary survey, determine what value that added to a person's career.
Right.
You know, do GISPs get paid more, do you get more advancements, or that kind of thing.
Right.
So I do think it's a big part of the deal. And it's still not very well understood, the benefit of the GISP.
Looking into starting the process next year, so.
We're learning a lot
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, that might be a great opportunity to kind of revitalize it with the, go back into your communities.
Well, especially now because, and it might be a technical committee thing too, because there's an exam and things of that nature, so maybe we, you know, maybe, and then it's like a workshop idea, right? Like on how to help people get prepared for that. Problem is, it's not like 100 people who are gonna sign up for the workshop.
Well, and that's why we didn't have it. I mean, we didn't have the GISP doctor, you know, last year for the conference because it was.
Well, even if you look at the numbers, the way the salary survey, you know, most people are either not interested in GISP or most, you know, obviously most people's jobs are required for GISP, so most people aren't even get first place.
Right.
So.
But I think there's a difference there, like between private and public.
Oh, absolutely, yeah,
Because I
absolutely.
know that the public sector, once you're in there, it's not as relevant. But in the private sector, I think you'd like to see that.
Okay. But yeah, I think that's enough on your plate. Funny. Anything else for Mike? Not me.
Hey, would you guys mind if I went and grabbed the mascot?
No, go ahead.
What's the meeting without our mascot?
Right, she's gonna meet our new member too.
We're doing conference next, so we're going.
Well, yeah, well, I'm just going around the table like you said. So,
Okay. Sure.
well, administration, I guess, well, or do you want to do the conference liaison now?
Let's do the fourth committee first.
Okay, so we did.
Yeah, so we go Eric's next, it's on page.
Okay. That's right here. I mean, that looks fine.
What? Oh, I changed it to
Oh, you already did.
25.
Yeah.
I think we always have to be looking forward.
Took the hybrid out, right?
Yeah, the hybrid. Yeah.
So is there already one for 2024?
We're working on it.
Yes,
Oh, okay,
well, it's gonna be in Billings.
okay.
We're working on it. It's,
Oh, that's right.
pen to paper, no, but yes, we determined the location, so yeah, that part of it.
Well, I think it's.
Usually, I mean, I think we started talking about that after the conference, so it's probably one of those things where it'll occur after the political conference.
Mhm.
No, I honestly think we should bring it back to Helena. You know, if Mike wasn't gonna take 24, I was probably gonna take 24 to Helena. So it makes, I mean, I think we talked about several years ago.
Well,
Try to bring it back to Helena, you know, every 5 years.
it wasn't, I was not promoting Billings. This is when I got here, I was told it was in Billings. We should have it out in Billings. It's like, okay, I'll take it. No, I completely agree. I agree.
Last time I was in the buildings was.
A while ago.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, 14, so.
Okay,
I mean, I completely agree. It should be back in Billings, but,
yeah, I guess I'd imagine there's some you can kind of look at attendance where people are coming from around the state
Okay.
and see
Yeah,
where it should be. Is that?
yeah, well, and Helena,
Involved or-
even if you look at our members map, it's Helena and Bozeman. I mean, those two locations.
Are the big- okay.
Uh,
This is the mascot?
Yeah.
The mascot.
Eric, Maggie.
Maggie?
Yeah.
Maggie. Here. Here, Maggie. This is a great mascot.
Yeah. Maggie Montana. Yeah.
But basically, this is, I mean, conference liaison is just, it's all conference. I mean, that's the whole.
So yeah, I don't know if there's anything else we need to add to there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what we've had in the past.
And so full scope is Alicia, right? Or is
That's Michelle.
Michelle? Oh, okay.
Yes, and Alicia too.
Okay.
She's part of our full scope team.
Right.
So,
Okay.
yeah, so within our contract with MAGIP, we provide conference planning support for the conference. So, and I can send you that document so you can see what we do.
Okay.
And then I'll just work closely with you and Zach, I guess, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep, Zach Collins.
and whoever else is on.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, and whoever else is on the team, right? Yeah, and then you know, all that,
I'll do some recruiting
yeah,
in the city. Yeah. And then I'm sure there might be some interest from the school as well.
And I think we had a list that we looked at yesterday.
Of people to contact
We're gonna-
and stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna invite for the October meeting.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
See the facility, right?
Mhm.
yeah,
Talk more about.
and obviously the counties are fully staffed right now. I don't know if you can really count on them.
You got one.
Unless somebody that comes in and it's like, let's do it, you know?
Yeah, one person.
Yeah,
right
Mike
now.
Stone, yeah.
So I think we need to make sure that Eric has access to our previous schedule fund folders. And
I think you guys.
I think that,
right? Yeah, you can go to the drive, okay.
because we have survey results, right? And stuff.
Oh, yeah, we have that big.
It's
Yeah.
really important, just from our membership, what
Mhm.
they liked, what they didn't like.
Yep.
So, okay, perfect, yeah.
I think we're good with this. And the other one was up here. Jason.
Yeah, quick update. Get rid of some water, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Holiday.
Are you up to, at Jason's?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you probably get rid of these notes are from last year. There you go.
Yeah, obviously, and then obviously collaborate with Eric.
Eric,
And even, Alicia and Mike. Especially as we get close to the conference and, promoting workshops more.
probably get rid of the holiday in part two.
Maybe instead of just getting rid of it, that is an important piece wherever we are.
Oh.
So you could just say add venue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing that seems like it's getting easier. Historically, we purchased hardware and stuff for some of these conferences because.
We tend to overwhelm the hotels with all
Yeah.
that.
But more recently, I mean, I think as Ula was totally fine. We didn't hardwire anything. So that might be easier for us in the future.
Yeah, and we tried to communicate to the presenters, right, to like download anything big ahead of time.
Yeah. And we still got a comment at the post conference, like, oh, there wasn't enough time. But yeah,
Right.
that's just something, it's on my radar, make sure that workshop presenters.
Yeah, reach out
Reach out
earlier.
to their.
Yeah, that was, that was like 4:30 on that Friday, that they were, oh yeah, you gotta get stuff downloaded. What?
Yeah, I mean, we sent reminders to them, they should have done.
I know,
earlier.
we
It's not
sent
hard.
several.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there wasn't much we could do. I mean, we do what we can, but.
Yeah, what, so, so that's one thing we could probably consider, and I don't know how or where, but conference costs and fees. Workshops I think now are $40. Is that something that we want to consider? Is just raising?
I don't know, does that need to be on?
No, I guess it's gonna be later discussion, but we've heard more recently that our conference is a great deal. We've historically never changed pricing.
See, I thought, when you said we could raise prices, I mean, it was like Eric, is it Eric that comes in town? Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a set price, right? I mean, any Esri classes are set price already, right? We can't raise those.
Right.
Yeah, but it's the other ones that we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
No, we can tweak it. I mean,
We can tweak theirs too.
I think it's always an annual cost review, especially from that angle for what we bring in. But I think it's been a while since we've reviewed our volunteer-led workshops.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, we always, but with Eric, we always, we were tweaking their numbers as well. He has a set price, but we might charge.
Yeah, then we'll put them on top.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just throwing it out there that we should probably
Look at it.
and then try to figure out how we want to price things. I know historically I've collaborated a little bit with Jeff on that, just to confirm how we've done it in the past and just gone with the.
Well, and I think if you talk to a lot of, I think you mentioned this earlier, talk to some managers, the $80 for a half day or $160 for a full day for the volunteer-led ones is a very reasonable. It's like probably underpriced amount for a workshop,
That's what we do now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's worth probably reviewing that pricing mechanism.
I think so too, and I don't know what we can do about it, or anything like that, but I have heard from some of our in-house people who host the workshop. They're volunteering essentially, providing high quality information. And then a guy like Eric comes in and like drops you a manual, it's like, here, read the manual.
Yeah, I
He
didn't.
walks away with $2
Yeah.
grand.
I took Eric's class and I was fine with it, but like, yeah, I did hear a lot of that feedback too.
Right, yeah.
Especially for a higher paid club,
Yeah.
workshop. You didn't really get the increased quality versus, well, especially for like John Hoglund, like it was amazing. Like you can almost charge $200-300 just like is a loan.
We sent out that survey and we didn't really receive any negative comments about Eric's.
I mean,
Well, so
they're
I-
fine, but once you get in there, you're expecting a little bit more.
I
than
think
him
there was
just
a
reading
couple of
out
their
his book,
negative ones about Eric's,
Yeah.
wasn't there? Maybe they
Yeah.
just didn't speak up in our survey, but I heard probably 2 or 3 people tell me.
And there might be a couple, but
Yeah.
they're full classes. So, if we want to go with somebody else and pay somebody to come in versus.
I don't know that one.
It doesn't matter.
I think the only one we consider was Dave. I think the only one we would probably consider is Dave Powell, but I think he would probably charge. I know he expects a lot of money.
Hey, Jason, don't don't take that as a no.
Oh, not at all. Yeah, no, I'm just,
Provides really timely and relevant material.
Yeah,
It's just like an instructor.
Yeah,
I like Eric's classes. I do. They're structured weird, but there's a lot of good content.
And the only comment I was making is the disparity in the compensation.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely, and I get it. Yep.
and the people who are doing it voluntarily are doing that knowingly.
Yeah, it's probably something we should, along with this, so maybe we should start compensating all of our workshops for sure. But that's probably something we need to talk about during the budget. We probably need to budget a little extra for that.
And maybe the way to do that is from these other, like, just pointing at Eric as a token or something, but him and others like him who charge a fair amount. If we put a little thing on top of that, or we say, hey, you have to drop it a little bit, and then we put a little on top of that, and we take that and use that to compensate the other volunteers. Something like that, right? But anyway, I'm not giving it everything. So
Wanted to bring that up, that we could look at increasing
yeah, no, that's smart. We probably should look at that.
if we want.
but it's an interesting idea, right? I mean, what is our goal here? As an organization, we're trying to help people learn.
Right.
Right, so they don't want to put too much emphasis on the money part. Just not free.
Yeah, but I mean, I think we say a lot at the same time, like showing our appreciation for folks that take that much time out of their day to, host a happy class.
Yeah.
Christian Hinterman and his highly attended SQL DOR classes. I mean, I think there's a lot of work that goes into it, and it's a great example. I think it's somebody that we.
You don't think the candy bars were enough?
You know, a lot of us really thrive on recognition as well.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we could do a better job of that at the conference and, saying, thanking our workshop presenters. And
I don't think the stipend is a bad idea. I mean, I just don't want the well to run dry at some point. Like, Christian be like, oh, I've taught this the last 3 years and all I've got is a candy bar. I would just hate for that to like be in the back of his mind, come year 3, we're not talking much, we're probably talking a stipend of $50 to $100. That's still something.
That's significant.
Yeah.
We had, I think, 14 workshops.
Yeah.
So geospatial out of there. We fit even $50.
Yeah, but I think we could more than cover it, especially if we're talking about increasing, our conference registration fees too. I mean, I think adding a stipend into our budget.
What were you thinking? I wasn't planning on raising the conference.
No, I'm not talking this year. That's why I put explore.
Oh, yeah.
This is more of a future thing. We would have to talk about this probably next year. I think it's probably too late.
Yeah.
Do we know how much the contract?
It
It was a little cheaper, wasn't it?
it was cheaper and there was the food and beverage minimum was pretty low.
Yeah.
Eating costs, yeah.
What about all the fees? There's always those hidden fees that add up.
They're not gonna be any more expensive than maybe where we think, but we're not doing anything hybrid.
Yeah, I think we're pretty happy with what they were offering.
Yeah.
It sounded pretty good, so.
But I do like the idea of making sure that we recognize them a lot
Yeah.
more. To presented and that's something like Alicia will. We'll be able to do that. I think easier now.
Yeah. And let's just say, I think none of these things have been real problems, right?
And even opening, our maybe the summit or opening day, the Wednesday morning, whoever's up there talking, we just give them, call them out by name.
Mm-hmm.
last couple days, we had phenomenal workshops, we want to thank our instructors, here they are,
Yeah.
something like that,
Has anything done on the site? Highlight, kind of like speakers, you can have maybe the instructors and
Put that on the scroll. Or a big scroll screen or something like that.
yeah, I mean, just like. Rob was saying, recognition, as far as that's concerned.
yeah. No, no, yeah.
Well, in the ZULA, the revenue from Eric's workshops is 11,000. So even with that difference.
Yeah, that's cool. That's nice to put it up with that.
And then the workshops be 3,000 overall. Minus the 85.
Very
Nate? You think that looks good for you?
Budget. That last one, I'm not sure. What needs to be done about that? We would develop internal audit procedures.
Is that basically self-checking ourselves?
I don't know. I think you added this one last year. Oh, really? Yeah, maybe it's where we have four.
Yeah, I just think we talked about developing some processes and procedures for, like, just for that checks and balances.
Oh,
right?
I think we did talk about it, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think it's not a bad idea. I mean, I think it's good practice. It would be good practice for you to have some.
So does that mean giving the president, vice president access to the accounts so they can do it, or?
Yeah, like those types of things, but having that like in a document, so like when you guys are gone, you know, what the people after you know kind of what processes you have in
Okay.
place for that.
Yeah.
And I think
we-
there's something started.
Yeah, I think we
in there.
did start
Yeah.
a procedure and on how to change names on the,
Yeah,
what's the different ways are. So,
I saw something in it.
Well, I hope so, since we had such an issue on it when you
Yeah.
started.
Yeah, so I think just maybe, what does it say, review, so maybe, that could say review and update. For review and, because it's probably something you would want to review every year, right? Make sure that the process is still the same.
Sounds good. Anything else for Nate? You're pretty good with it.
long-term planning for MAGIP funds.
This here?
Yeah.
You don't want that in there?
I mean, what exactly?
I would just take that as.
Out there with a piece of cardboard.
Exactly.
Anything else?
Well, I was thinking, investments on cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Earn more money on the $3,000 that are sitting.
Yeah.
I guess that would be like, I mean, all joking aside, that would be kind of what would fall under here, looking at what to do with that money.
Yeah, I mean, interest isn't gotten it.
So, yeah, I guess that's what that means. Yes. But
It might not hurt, to think about, like-
don't go doing that without the board's approval,
I mean,
though.
it's essentially our endowment.
Yeah.
And a lot of, universities and stuff, they fund all of their activities from the gains on the endowment. So you're not actually dipping into the principal. You're just-
Right. Living up.
Yeah. Yeah, but kind of interesting, if we could find something safe to invest in.
Yeah.
That would maintain maintain the capital we have and potentially increase it.
Nate, there is a treasurer agreement in there. So I
Yeah, I
would just
kinda
say,
remember that.
yeah, so I would just say reviewing that and make sure everything's updated.
What bank do we use?
Wells Fargo.
Yeah, right. Talking about safe.
I think that's because Wells Fargo tends to have branches everywhere and easy access to them. So as treasurers change, the process is just easier.
Yeah, they gave us help.
They sort of sit in the 2008 housing market.
They've had some issues.
Yeah.
So Aaron's is based, this is Aaron's right here. For the secretary.
Yeah, and I guess before I had some sort of interest in doing some of the our just online content management. But I don't know if that really is something we would have to think, other than the what members location, how that's translated in an app.
I think there's probably a lot of fertile ground there.
That's what I
for
thought.
Our
That'd be kind of-
communication strategies.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going with the notion of less text, more.
Visual map.
You know,
It'd be cool to have a web map, maybe some other communication tool for the website. I mean, we are.
we are a
But yeah, it's
visually oriented organization, so even. Like, like funny, silly things, a map of roadkills across the state. Or something.
MAGIP or just online.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's very simple.
Yeah, there you
Simple
go.
organization.
My season.
But I keep thinking, sure, yeah, things to it.
Hmm.
So,
I didn't know we had that.
Turn around for applications.
No, that's a full capability. I can explore that.
I think going back to communication, so we can, anytime we're done with, at the board meeting minutes are available, we can share that up and be sure Mike post it. And
I
for
mean,
membership and the MAGIP.
so it's anything beyond what I already do,
Yeah.
if it's being coordinated minutes with obviously.
do we, I'm just curious, do we still have AGL accounts? Like all members have a free AGL account?
I think, well, you guys are saying MAGIP has one, right?
Yeah, we just have an organization now, but it's very broad. It's just one of those free ones that we think about to nonprofits. Because I don't think it even has like the survey 1, 2, 3 or the dashboard stuff or any of that. It's just, yeah, I don't think any of that. It's just like purely for storage.
So it doesn't cascade it. Software.
I mean, we certainly have,
Bare minimum, make a web map
So you
and upload like content item, plug it in there, and embed it on the site. It's probably,
and you just share it. Do we have a group? Are all the members part of the group? You can just publish it to your group, or can you?
I think we just have
publish
I think we have a single login for it. There you go. Log in. I mean, honestly, I would, actually don't really use it for is, well, I think we use it during GIS day, to store all the maps. Or all the links to the maps. I think we have like a page that's generated in ArcGIS Online. And that page essentially just links out to all the different applications that are submitted to GIS day. I believe ArcGIS Online. Yeah, the piece, the members. I think it's probably safe to do that. What you want. Capabilities in there.
I mean, my role is pretty minimal, so I don't mind, I would like to.
I would like to see that.
Yeah.
Centimeter.
The what?
Centimeter, what is that?
I think that was something we done with the last year's conference, or no, I think we just passed. It's essentially like a poll.
That's pretty much. Except for Michelle, really.
Yeah, there was a couple I added in there for what I made.
Okay,
I think we talked about an ethics policy last year, so this year we'll look at creating and approving one.
good. I do remember talking about
Yeah,
that.
and
Yeah.
then there's probably so many like little updates we can make to our internal policies and procedures. So I'll look and see if there's any updates. There's some updates that have not occurred since like 2013 or 2012, or so there might be some relevant stuff that we can update in our internal policies. I don't know, was there anything that you wanted? Let's see, this was between you. Let's talk with Jeff.
Oh,
Yeah.
yep, that's how you spell it.
I'll just highlight it so you know that.
Just put my Jeff, or just-
Yeah, it's
so we
Jeff.
heard of Jeff, right?
Yeah, it's Jeff.
Yeah.
I asked him one day.
Oh, I see, we put the do not, or did you know on my thing?
Oh, that was probably on there from the.
I mean, you could probably put that down to the,
As a board.
yeah. Eric, who's not here, Eric,
Where was his at? Oh, there's right above it.
yeah, right above mine.
Probably the same one.
Yeah. All right. And then at the bottom, Michelle's.
Number 2. That's done, right?
Yep.
three?
Well, the new 3 or the old 3?
The Explore hybrid.
Yeah.
Where are we with that? If we need to do that again in the future, which we well positioned to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so common now. We can definitely do it. It's just costly. It's just a big expense. I mean, if you want to be good, you know, deliver professional, it's just so expensive. So,
You think, sorry for taking up time on that, but if we find ourselves in the future in a similar situation, do you think this, is it, will we continue with that remote or, you know, at least a hybrid component, or will we just postpone?
Well, if we get to, I mean, if there's a situation like we've had, I mean, it's going to be situation dependent. I mean, if it's like COVID, everybody's got to stay home, then we got to go full online.
I think we talked, I think the reason why it was relevant last year is because we were still kind of in that, the wishy-washy zone.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not sure how many people can come in and attend.
right, we were, yeah,
And
we were
I
worried about
think
that.
some of the stuff that we sent out, some of the surveys that we sent out about folks are person or not. The first, obviously, I think as soon as we got closer, more of a confirmation that they think that.
They were
It
coming.
was a good, I mean, our in-person conference was go.
Yeah.
It was good. I mean, there obviously probably still was some, like, well, I'm not going. But you still got, we're probably still gonna have that this year,
Mhm.
so.
Yep.
What, I guess what I was getting at is, so when we, it was sort of unprecedented, right?
Yeah.
Stay at home thing. If you find our, and so our first reaction, along with every other organization of things, we cancel. Do you think going forward, we're faced with that situation, just automatically go to the.
Let's hope that never happens again.
Yeah, what was the cost, you guys remember the cost of that hybrid option? I mean, it was fairly well attended, right?
and
Fairly well,
Well, that was-
we don't have any food, I mean, I think,
do you mean the virtual conference?
Yeah, that wasn't a hybrid, that was just full virtual.
yeah,
Yeah,
that was
I'm
actually,
talking-
that was a lot of success, just because of, from our standpoint, there wasn't a whole lot of expenses, our expenses are way down. I mean, we didn't have the greatest attendance, but we had enough, and then some, to cover the cost of the platform.
Yeah, that was 100% virtual and not hybrid.
Yeah, I don't know if we were ever really like fully talked about, I mean, I think we looked into that work company coming in and recording some of our sessions, but.
Yeah, that's right.
Just paying for the cloud.
Honestly, I don't know how a hybrid would work, without it being expensive.
It just is.
I wonder, if maybe that's an interesting point to kind of settle on. I think this really serve.
Small conferences, I think
It's a weird concept.
yeah, I mean, I think it works, because I signed up to attend, some of the UC hybrid stuff. Like, I'm sure it's just, you were there, like, my experience was like, whatever. Yours was probably amazing because you were there. You know?
Yeah.
So like, there's no replacement to in-person.
Right.
There isn't, you see, it's completely different. I thought it was phenomenal, the way they were able to first come in and they presented a lot.
It was fine, yeah. But like, you were there, though, your takeaway would be like.
No, it's different, but I think what Ron's getting at is what, as an organization, what are we willing to do, and how much are we willing to spend? You know.
I would imagine though, Ezra, they actually probably, I mean, I think they're doing it anyway with their recordings, so like, well, why not just offer our live?
Right.
Because they do all their conference proceedings with the videos. We don't do that anyway.
Right.
It's just because of the cost standpoint. It's not like we're charging thousands and thousands of dollars for our entry fees.
Right.
Well, to give you guys a good example, in June, when I did the hybrid conference in Portland, Maine for another association, we were still kind of on that, like, because people were coming from all over, we didn't know travel, so we offered a hybrid option. And I had to do an analysis of how much the hybrid piece was actually costing more than just the general AV. I think it was like 19. So just by doing that hybrid piece, it was like an extra $19,000. And I think we had 24 people that registered for the hybrid and 7 people actually logged on.
That's not even worth it.
So
That is
they
so dis-
registered,
That's so
but
disappointing.
then, yeah, it was super, so clearly it's just, in that case,
It's like $1,000 per person almost.
yeah, clearly that did not, the rest of the conference, fortunately, like, their bottom line, their bottom line was okay, but if you were to just break out that piece of it, it was totally not worth it. And then the people that signed up didn't even, because they knew they were gonna get the recording later, they didn't even show up for the live piece of it. And there's just a lot of room for technical
Yeah,
Yeah, no
issues
kidding.
when
Yeah.
you're trying to do it live.
wow, obviously we experienced 20 of them.
There was 158 people, to answer your question, for the virtual conference in 2021,
Okay.
That's right under average.
Yeah, I was happy with that.
right? But if it's a hybrid, if you are doing the in-person conference, I still think if people can come, they will absolutely come in person. So unless their travel budgets or whatever restricting them from coming, they're going to come. So,
And I think that's a big thing, I noticed that in our first virtual conference, there were attendees that wanted.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you reached a broader audience because like it doesn't matter if you live in Florida or, simple as logging into a computer.
the conference I'm doing that's coming up in Australia, we're not live streaming, but we're recording all the sessions. So we're selling a digital ticket, but it's just, you're gonna get the recordings and you can have them for up to a year, right? So like essentially somebody could purchase a digital ticket and then share it with 5 people, they get 5 people, then 5 people from the office will watch it.
Well, you putting those on the, like a YouTube thing?
YouTube or Vimeo or something, and then we'll actually house them on the website, but then they have to have a password to access it. So if you buy a digital ticket, you'll get a password,
Mm.
and then you can access the recordings on the website for up to a year. So that holds some value, right? And then because they're gonna be recorded in separate, you do it on part too, like it could be like a membership. Like you could just buy once, maybe you just want to watch the session on this, and then maybe that's $25 for that session.
Are those professionally recorded then, or?
That's the AV for that whole thing. To do that is like $40,000 US dollars.
You get 3D printer. I don't know if they still do it, but I think they offer that as well. Because you're really $500,
Because it's a lot of, you think about when they're capturing that content in a room, like that's what, you're having 1 or 2 cameras, right? Because you want to capture the presenter, plus you're capturing the content, and then you're capturing some of the audience, and then you have a camera operator. That's a lot of, all those costs just in audio and audio equipment.
It's a pretty big conference, isn't it?
It's 200 people. 200 people in person. Well, the registration fees like $1,000.
Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Yeah, there it is. There's the.
It's $1,000, and then the digital tickets $695.
They covered that, though. That's interesting. Not that that model ever suits our conference. That's interesting.
Yeah, so there's different variations. You could have a laptop sitting in the room and turn Zoom on this and have a recording of the session. It just wouldn't be polished and
Right.
like professional, right? But it could still deliver the content.
Which is sometimes hard to digest.
Yeah, it is. But you're right. There's just, you can't replace the live experience and the networking at these things.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
just-
we tried the networking thing.
Yeah. Every survey you do after a conference, the networking is what they find most valuable, right? Because they're making connections and so.
Are we good with Tommy's?
I have not reached out to him yet. I completely forgot that was even part of last year's work plan. So. Yeah.
Good.
Well, and we may want to think about maybe for next year, having a separate piece for communications.
Yes,
It is kind of different from our administration.
no, I agree.
So instead of tacking on all of our stuff on administrative and board,
Start having another category for
yeah,
it.
having a different category for
I would agree.
communication.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, and under that, you know,
Or if
under
we want to get a subcategory under bikes, which
Yep.
is more of a
yeah,
communication liaison.
Yep.
That may fit a little better.
I agree. That's a good idea.
To provide outreach for.
No, I mean, we just, some of the stuff that we've been putting under administration like this, did you know thing?
Yeah.
And, that stuff will fall into that conference liaison. We'll have something for you. Yeah, we'll have,
Yeah.
yeah, that, this actually could probably go. But like under yours, where are you at again? Right here, we'll probably have like under, I don't know, 7, or actually under number 1, we'll have a subset or something,
Yeah, we can still do it with this, yeah.
and then it'd just be conference liaison or conference associate and stuff under her category.
and under the full scope one, you could even add a thing in there that says C contractor services. Because that really lists everything that contractor out with us to do the services.
Tasks are already out there.
Yeah, I mean, they're there.
All right, I think we're good.
We need to call into that meeting. Right?
Yeah, that's, I was saying, we could probably take a break. I'm gonna have to zoom in on their meeting, and then hopefully they're gonna let me give my report to me. We gotta go to Emily Axe meeting
no,
here and give a
so-
report.
Yeah, well, because we're typically not in a setting like this, but like, usually it's the president that gives the makeup report. It's typically, it doesn't fall on a day where we're meeting.
Yeah,
It's either-
this is kind of a little,
So it's either like, when I did it a couple times last year, I was just calling into their
right,
session, give my 5-minute spiel and then exit.
I see. So the president of MAC attends the meeting.
Yeah,
meetings.
yeah, and the vice president will cover. I mean, I cover for Michael once.
I got you.
so you're saying you're not gonna cover for me this time?
I'm not VP, so
No, that's fine.
I would if Jeff couldn't do it.
That's fine. I have a little spiel here, and that should be good enough, I think.
I just look good, Mike.
Would you like to review my little spiel?
No.
But yeah, you guys just watch or stay here, figure a little break here, everybody.
I already got my stuff out, so.
Yeah, I already got all my stuff out too.
But I mean, check out.
I believe that's yeah. So how would can I still be at Zoom? I mean, I got Zoom right now, we're recording everything.
So I would, are you gonna use your computer to call into theirs?
I would assume so.
Yeah, so I would just stop this Zoom.
Stop this one and go into theirs.
Yeah, I mean, this could essentially be the recording of the work plan anyway.
Yeah,
Right,
so it'll
okay,
be 2 separate recordings.
okay,
Because we're not gonna need it for a breakout. So
yeah, right.
When we reconvene, maybe we'll start back up for when we come back for.
When we have our board, we're gonna have our board meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, okay. So where is stop sharing. Stop recording.